Videography hadn't really caught up with the mainstream crowd back then. But now, born by the overwhelming popularity of the internet, every kid in the block wants to become a YouTuber or a vlogger. Figuratively, of course. And no, I'm not complaining about that all. Do what makes you happy, more power to you, because I am a huge fan of good cinematography myself. While a regular camera or a smartphone alone will do the trick for your basic video shooting purposes, you will need something more for those cinematic shots. Something to hold your device in place so that your footages don't come out shaky and nauseating like 2008's Cloverfield. Well, that's what gimbals are for. It stabilizes your videos by electronically adjusting 2 or 3 axes depending on the gimbal's configuration, due to which the camera rotates about an axis only. But not everyone has access to those expensive and professional camera setup or an equally expensive DSLR gimbal. And modern-day smartphones have gotten crazy good these days. And while you obviously cannot get DSLR level footages from them, smartphone footages are commendable to say at the least. Therefore, today I have compiled my list of the best mobile gimbals you can buy. So let's get started. We at Gadgetbyte have been using the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 as our go-to mobile gimbal for the past 1 year, and the Osmo Mobile 3 has been a welcome addition. This 3-axis gimbal comes on a lightweight and foldable design with some other interesting features. For a couple of ₹1,000 more, you can get the DJI Osmo Mobile 3 combo, which includes a mini tripod and a carrying case, which is the one we have. The DJI Osmo Mobile 3 has everything going for it, and what we like the most is the design and build quality. The company is emphasizing on eased prolonged usage with its lightweight structure. Also, the rubber handle has a grippy and ergonomic design due to the 15-degree angled rubber handle. Moreover, the button placement is commendable as well. You can easily reach out to any button with zero trouble. A little room for improvement that we found is that though the trigger button on the back works fine, it's not clicky enough. The LED notification is just as good and does not blare into your eyes either. Now let's get to stabilization, which is unsurprisingly fantastic. The videos are smooth as they can get. The Osmo Mobile 3's improved Active Track 3.0 intelligently tracks human subjects' movements while keeping them in the center. This can be easily triggered by a single press of the trigger button on the back. Here, the sports mode helps capture stabilized footages even in high-speed scenarios. We tried it and the resulting video was still solid as rock. Furthermore, DJI has embedded the Osmo Mobile 3 with a bunch of video presets using which you can generate cinematic footage with ease. Though the small 2450 mAh battery may not be throwing you off, don't worry. It lasts long enough and charges pretty quickly too. Coming to the app, you can connect your smartphone to the gimbal via the DJI Mimo app. It has an easy-to-navigate interface with lots of features and the pairing is instantaneous. Through the app itself, you can edit and share your videos with the DJI community or other social networking sites. Through the app's cameras, you can meddle around various settings including that of the gimbal itself. Since you can't change the follow mode from the buttons on the stabilization, you can only do that via the app. Emphasizing on the compactness and portability, the Zhiyun Smooth Q2 is another great mobile gimbal. A cool feature that you get on the Q2 is the vortex mode, which lets you take 360-degree barrel shots on the pan axis. Also, it has a big battery that lets you charge your smartphone via the stabilizer itself through its micro USB port. However, there's a strict warning not to use this port to charge the gimbal itself. While the Osmo 3 emphasized on its build quality and design, Zhiyun is taking a different route with its Smooth Q2 gimbal, the portability. This thing is small, adequately small. Despite its size, the Q2 is heavy on the hands because of the aluminium build. If you're using any gimbal for the first time, the Zhiyun Q2 might be a little challenged since it is comparatively difficult to get used to. Adding to the portability, the phone holder here is easily removable. While traveling, you can have the phone holder clamped into your phone so you can easily swap in the phone into the gimbal when necessary. Here, due to the compact form factor, the button placement is far from ideal. However, we didn't encounter any difficulty operating them. The video stabilization here is great for optimal results. However, you will have to hold the gimbal like you would hold a remote with a slight downward tilt. While holding it normally, the motor on the back is prone to appear in the footage, especially when shooting from a wide-angle lens. Even when shooting videos on a high-speed scenario, the gimbal does a great job of stabilizing the video. Similarly, though the Q2 does not come with a stand, its base is flat enough to place it in a smooth enough place. As far as software is concerned, you get the ZY Play app as the companion app for the Zhiyun Q2. The app is pretty simple, but you'll occasionally get an advertisement pop up from Zhiyun itself, which is unskippable and lasts a couple of seconds. Now that's poor UX right there. You are essentially restricting your audience from accessing your product quickly. Besides that, we have no other complaints from our end. Ultimately, there's a minimal level of settings you can play around via the app, since you can play around most of them via the stabilizer itself. The third gimbal on my list is the Blitzwolf BS14. It is not a very well-known brand and you will have to order its products directly from Banggood. However, its high-quality, low cost-effective offerings make it best suited for markets exactly like Nepal. In the past, we have reviewed Blitzwolf projector and smartwatch and found out that they were of exceptional quality for the price. And now we have its Blitzwolf BS14 mobile gimbal, which promises excellent stabilization for the price. At just around $90, this one is the cheapest here on the list. Though the design of the gimbal is just fine, we felt that it was a tad bit bigger for a smartphone gimbal and therefore isn't very portable. Holding it is no problem and you can easily access the buttons too. However, the notification LEDs that glow a single shade of blue can be distracting, especially in low light scenarios, as they're quite bright and kinda in your face. Also, the stand that comes with the gimbal should have been a little flatter in our opinion. Full disclosure, the stabilization on the Blitzwolf BW BS14 isn't as good as the Osmo Mobile 3 or the Zhiyun Smooth Q2. Especially when it comes to high-speed situations, this gimbal fails to lock the subject on focus. Though it doesn't happen very frequently, you can distinctly call out at the moment when it does. However, video stabilization in normal scenarios is fine and the footages are admirably smooth. You don't get any fancy features like with the ones above, but that is to be expected. Though there's a decent 4000 mAh battery, it charges via micro USB and takes a long time to fully charge, so that can be a bit of a problem for many. All in all, what the Blitzwolf BS14 does is just nail the basics while not looking to do anything extraordinary. Now, the app Gimbal Pro is too nothing special but passes the muster anyway. The UI has a basic design that works fine. Here, although you can change the follow mode directly via the stabilizer itself, you can also do that via the app. Face/object tracking option is right in front of the camera UI, which makes it easier to access. We did find the zoom response to be a little slower than it should, but that's not a head scratcher. So there you have it guys, my list of the best 3 mobile gimbals, all of which I think excel in different categories while being a solid standalone stabilizer. And although the standard stabilization is identical among all 3 of them, you get better support and more features in the expensive ones. So that was all for the video. Do let us know in the comment section below if you want more of such videos. Till then, I'm Pratima Adhikari and thank you for watching.